Good morning, YouTube. I thought I'd talk about my patio planters. Now, most of you probably know that I live in New Zealand, and out here the sun is very intense and we sort of get a prolonged summer. So around midsummer, a lot of the patio planters start to look tired and they need tidying up or renewing. So I just thought I'd talk about what's worked, or what I think's worked, and what I think I will avoid next year. So we'll start down this end. So here we had some pelargoniums, quite a dark colour, and I tried to make it pop with some white petunias. Overall, it did all right. This is quite a dark corner here. I know it don't look it at the moment, but it is. And I also had that begonia, tuberous begonia in the front, and that one really didn't do very much. It's just starting to take off now, but it's taken all summer. So next year, I may not put these pelargoniums in this corner. I will certainly cut them back and see, may put something else here. These I would deem a success, which is the bed and begonias. Now I did have some French marigolds in with those, and these bed and begonias have absolutely bullied out the French marigolds. You can see them, they've died back because they've got no light. So lesson learned there, I will just stick with the bed and begonias next year. And the same with the bottom of the lemon tree. Here I did do, every other one was a French marigold, but again the begonias have bullied out the French marigolds. So lesson learned, just stick with the bed and begonias. And it was the same with this little planter here. I put in ones that I had left over. I put a French marigold in the middle and it's disappeared. So that's a lesson learned. So down below here I had some of this, I can't remember, sorry, the name of this silver stuff, but that I've kept trimmed because it can get very big and it flowers with not a very pretty yellow flower. So I've punched that out continuously through summer, and I paired it with the French marigolds, and I think that's been relatively successful. Likewise, these two tuberous begonias, this one has come on a real treat. But this one must have been on steroids. I must have put some extra fertiliser in there, and it's really done really well. By the way, I'm often asked what I use to plant up my planters, and to be honest with you, I just go and buy the cheapest bag of compost or potting mix that I can get. I pot everything up with that, and then I get a slow release fertiliser, the little round balls, and I always put, one of my handfuls, I grab some like that, and I just put it in with the plants, and I don't have to feed them. I just water them throughout the summer, and it works a treat. I used to, mix it up in the watering can and go around every week, and it was a real chore. I don't really have the time to do that anymore, so I swapped to slow release fertiliser last year, or a couple of years ago actually, and I've never looked back. It's been absolutely brilliant, and I would highly recommend it. So both the sides are exactly the same. So we'll talk about this side. So the spirea has worked really well. It needs trimming up a little bit, but they are going out to the front door because the hydrangeas are finished at the front door there. So I shall swap them around. Below we've got another patio planter here which is very similar to those, but I did put a impatient or busy Lizzie in there, and I'd say relatively successful. I mean, I need to deadhead the African varigold, but you can see there's several buds still to come on that one. So yes, again, I've pinched back the grey stuff back there, otherwise it would have bullied it all out. In front of that, I've just had an odd pot. I just had some dahlias, some pots hanging around. I just got some bedding dahlias, and they are just coming out now because they were planted late. And over this side, I had the red geraniums with the petunias, white petunias, and they're looking tired. They've been trimmed 3 times, and I think that's it. That's my limit there. So soon I'm going to have to pull that out and replant that with something else. Above it, the pot of African marigolds, and I just had an odd geranium left over. Success. I'd say that's a success. I'd definitely do them again. I think they look really, really good. Oh, and down below, I'd say most of this was a success as well. So I'll probably do that again. So the hanging basket, we'll look at this one on this side because it's easier for me to film. I'd say this is a success. I did have a yellow wallflower which is died back in this one, but if you look at that one over there, it's still going. So maybe pick a geranium next time for the centre. But this mini petunias, which are self-cleaning, although you see a lot of dead ones on there at the moment, but like I say, it's all getting very tired. But these look absolutely spectacular. So definitely do that again. So they actually need repotting soon. We're set for some really hot temperatures next week. I'm going to wait until that's been and done, and then I'll take them down and I'll replant them with something that will last through, you know, end of summer into autumn. In the bottom of here, which is the mandarin, I did have some French marigolds, and they just died back very quickly, so I deem that as non-successful. Right, in the middle, so semi-success, semi-not-success. I probably shouldn't have put the French marigold in there, although it's still flowering really well. I did lose one of the mini petunias on this side, but the white one and the purple one's still there. But this is looking very tired, very tired. So this all needs to come out, apart from the dianthus back there. And I need to repot that again. But again, I'll wait until the hot temperatures have been and gone, and then I'll replant that one. And the one in the front, sort of semi-successful. I don't think the dahlias are doing that well in there, and the marigolds are okay. But again, I'll probably pull this out in a week or two and redo that one. So on the table here we got a mixture of success and not successful. I think these impatiens look quite nice in the basket. They're just odd ones I'd left over and I just shoved them in. So they're still looking good. They're just coming into their own now. Behind that I just had bought some what I call the ordinary bedding petunias, which are like the cheap ones. And although there's about 3 in there, and they are not successful. I mean, I knew they wouldn't do very well, really, because they only got to get a drop of rain on them, and they go all mushy and they look ugly. They need deadheading quite a lot. I've had to snip these back because we had really big downpours, and they really did get quite a bit of damage. So perhaps if they were in out of the rain, they would have been a bit more successful. But they're just coming away again with another flush, so they may well pick up. So they'll stay there, see what happens. And over here, this petunia was a more expensive one. I paid quite a bit for this, but to see if it was successful, and this has been successful. There's just one in this pot. A couple bits broke off with a heavy rain back along, but that's okay. This has had 3 trims, and it's coming back with another flush, and it's quite a pretty one. It's got like a lime edge to it, so it's quite nice. So that's a success. And obviously this is the same as the other side, along with the Busy Lizzie's that side. And then the other things are just my geraniums that I bought this year. They are picking up now. They took a long time to settle into their pots, but they're picking up nice and they're starting to flower, so they're okay. They will go into the orchid house in the winter. And I just forgot this one on the table. So this was a more expensive petunia again, called Night Sky, and this is a success. I mean, I've trimmed that one 3 times this year, and that one's coming back with another flush. And trimming it is great, but sometimes the leaves go a bit horrible and sort of die back quite a bit and it looks quite ugly. But that one has stayed relatively green, and it's coming up with another flush. So as though you get what you pay for, really, because I paid a little bit. No, I actually won that one in a raffle, so I didn't pay for that one. But, you know, you get cheap petunias, you get cheap results. And next to it was just a glazed pot with some geraniums in. I'd say they're a success, because you could always, you know, you can't go wrong with a few geraniums. So finally, back here, these tuberous begonias my husband bought me, and I put them in these pots, and they have been kept out of the full blazing sun, and I'd say they're a success. One's bigger than the other, but they're stunning. I love them, and I might well get more of them next year and dot around, but obviously not in full sun, because I think they do go mushy. So that's everything now. So I hope that helps people pick what they're going to plant up in their planters for the summer. You people that got the summer coming. And please, sorry, I've lost my words. Please like or dislike and subscribe. And thanks for watching as always. And I'll catch you later. Bye for now.